Welcome back to 41 Today Lifestyle, everyone. I'm over here with Jason Cheyney, a physician assistant over there at Skincare Physicians of Georgia, everyone. And we're talking all about the issue that a lot of people hate discussing, and that's acne. Let's talk about what acne actually is.
Right. So what is acne? Acne is kind of multifactorial, meaning it's got a lot of factors that play a role in it. It's not just one feature. It really has to do with, I use a fancy doctor word, a pilosebaceous unit, which is basically the oil gland on the face. So your oil glands get extra sticky, skin cells adhere together, there's hormones that play a role, there's bacteria that play a role, so we've got a few different factors that play into the creation of acne. So it's not just necessarily an easy answer that you just say, well, acne is one thing, you use one treatment, and it's going to make your acne better. And I think most people would agree, and that's why they find that there's a multitude of treatments out there, which I would imagine we're going to talk about coming up. But that is really kind of the crux of what we deal with, is addressing what is malfunctioning with the oil gland and how we're going to rectify that.
All right. What is the difference between adult acne and teenage acne? Is there such a difference?
Yes, that's a great question, because there's two different types of acne. You're right. So two different terms that we use in dermatology, we call acne vulgaris, which is more of the teenage type acne. That's the acne that you're going to see in young adults, males and females. And that's usually more of the whitehead, blackhead acne that you normally see. Then the adult acne, which is what we consider acne rosacea. And that's more what we would consider inflammatory or reddened or irritated knots that show up on the skin, or the redness that we'll see. It's dilated blood vessels and such on the face. And that's how we kind of differentiate the two, between like really kind of the adult and the adolescent type acne.
I want to ask you a question, and not a lot of people think about it as well. The difference between Caucasian acne and African American people who get acne as well. They always seem to get left out of that type of conversation. Is it the same form of treatments?
No, and it's not because so much the acne is different. I will say, despite your ethnicity, I think your acne is the same, but I think what we run into is the bigger problem is the marks that are left on the skin. If you take a Caucasian individual, when they have acne lesions, as those resolve, they're left with little pink areas or little red areas on the face, reddened areas. When we deal with skin of color, you're dealing with more of the darkened areas. We call that post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, so dark or black spots. So that has a different, it's a different way to address it, because you have to start to, when you're dealing with skin of color, we're talking about not only controlling their acne with traditional acne therapies, but we also have to worry about the discoloration that's left over, which can persist for weeks to months, sometimes years thereafter.
And you need the right dermatologist, everyone. If you have skin of color, you have to make sure you're going to the right clinic, correct?
I would agree.
It's totally key. I do want to ask you about treatments. What are available out there? Now, we know there's different types of acne, different stages in your life. What's the most common? What do you see that you do mostly?
Well, topicals, I would say, probably are the mainstay, regardless of whether you do something over the counter or you're doing prescription. Certainly over-the-counter items that you're going to find that you can get in a multitude. If you go online or if you watch TV shows, they're going to be like benzoyl peroxides and products like that. The prescription topicals are going to be more the retinoids. We do certainly engage in antibiotics, and we do use powerful agents like a drug called isotretinoin. But I would say topicals are the foundational therapy for everyone.
That's key.
Yes.
And making sure you're using a good skincare routine at home.
Yes, mild cleansers are key, toners and moisturizers.
Men and women.
Yes.
Doesn't matter what age.
No differentiation between the sexes, I will tell you that much. It's guys are a harder sell, I will tell you, just because they're not as comfortable using moisturizers and such on the face. So it's a little harder to get them to use it. Women seem to be a little more compliant in that arena.
Well, Jason, we really appreciate all the information. We can talk forever about it. There's so much we need to discuss. If you want to find out more about Jason and what he does over there at Skincare Physicians, there's all the information up on the screen for you now. We appreciate you coming in. Thank you so much. Back after this short break, everyone. You're watching 41 Today Lifestyle.